So, a couple of things before we start. Paul from last week, you actually should have 4 more damage than you took because I just the base damage for the thing. I didn't actually add in his dex because it's a range thing.
Okay. So, how many wounds did I take that from?
Should be quite a lot because it was 8 plus, so it should be 12 minus your toughness, basically.
12 minus the toughness, which is just the first digit.
That's right, yeah.
So I've taken 9 wounds.
Which is probably close to your maximum.
Yeah.
Maximum is 11.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Ooh, tough little bugger.
Yeah, I mean, everyone gets roughly the same amount. Unless you go quite high.
Yeah, I think my toughness has snuck through at like the early 30s rather than the 20s has really helped.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
yeah, I looked at the damage on a pistol and it's +8, which is what I just put the 8 as the damage, but it's not. It's plus your dex. So they're hitting at like a like even if it hits, it's like a minimum of 12, which is
1 willpower as well.
Yeah, your willpower adds to your wounds. Well, I think.
Okay, so that will go up. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just going to speed things up this week. So that's my first. 1 minute. I've just placed my first 50 dice rolls in here and just go through them in order. Just tick them off.
You've done that on?
The upper limit on rolls is 99, so there's 99 d10s there for you.
Nice.
Right. So where do we finish off last time?
Being horrifically injured.
Oh yeah, you just been shot and you'd agreed with the.
Oh, we had the massive argument about what our actual mission.
yes.
Yes.
What are we gonna do?
And we finished with you opening the box, didn't we? And then
Yeah.
rapidly shutting it.
Yeah.
So what you saw in the box, I think I described, I'll just go through it again, was what looks like very small shards of green glass. Like when you drop a glass and it just shatters into, like the ones that are designed to shatter into like really small pieces. It was like that basically. So I mean, they're like millimeters of glass. Nothing above like 2 or 3 millimeters really. So it's really, really quite small. And there's a handful of them in there. That was what was in there. So we had that from there. You've got the Riverman who's going to take you to the Red Leaf
Next camp or something, isn't it?
Red Leaf Bandits thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the mutants.
They've got a lot to eat now, haven't they?
Yeah, they're not going to be hungry. Right, I'm going to share with you a couple of the maps and stuff we did so I can show you this. So let me just get my little thing up just to give you a bit of an idea of what we've done. And I want to use my new toy as well, which is the main reason. So share screen. There we go. So you should now be able to see a map of where we are.
Oh.
Can you see the map?
Yeah.
Cool. So you'll see Kemp on the right. You'll see as you little road. You've got the little. I put a little sword thing there. We had a little fight at your little house.
Yeah.
So just give a bit of vision there. That little X above here, above ours, well, that's where you ambushed the river boat, basically.
Mhm.
Yep.
And he told you that it's a couple of hours down and then to the east. That's where the bandit camp is, basically. That's where he's told you that's where it is. Can you see the little tent on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. Nice and easy. If you're really in, can you see that? Has it changed?
No, it's not changed.
No, that's a shame. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Classic.
Oh.
That's weird.
Oops, though,
So it's warped, isn't it? Okay, so yes, the Riverman who tells you his name is Finn Bauer has said he's going to take you to the big. Oh, can you please roll a? I'm going to make you choose. Actually, you can either make a toughness test or you can make a willpower test.
Toughness test. I think
Willpower.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, toughness.
It's only going to be Paul at the moment.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That'd been a good one to lead with.
I failed.
Okay. Can you please gain 1 corruption point?
Okay. I'm sure there'll be somewhere on the sheet for that.
Ooh.
Oh, corruption and mutation. Is that where I put it?
Yeah. Please put 1 corruption point in there.
Okay.
Um,
When I find a pencil.
one's not a lot. We'll sort of discuss a little bit another time. One isn't a lot. But once you get past a certain threshold, which I think is like toughness plus willpower bonus or something, then it becomes bad.
Okay, so I've got.
Yeah, you've got a bit of time.
That's like from opening the box and.
You get corruption points you get for like being in sort of corrupted areas. You actually get it from like prolonged contact with mutants. You get it from being like just being near necromancers, just being near bad magic and stuff like that. Fucking eating Skaven, eating chunks of raw warpstone, all bad
that
stuff.
was one sentence.
Yeah.
Not the 3 things. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you get you get it for bad things basically. But yeah, just so you're aware. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, basically it's for being around naughty things. And mostly it's magical stuff, but it can also be stuff that you do. Or
So probably I'm going to get a load more.
Potentially. But there are ways to get rid of it and stuff.
Okay.
You can
have a nice bath.
Yeah, have a nice bath, chill out. I think there's like the GM could also like say, if you want, you can get rid of one of your corruption points, but this happens. So you kind of like you let someone escape when you're trying to catch them and stuff like basically it's like a bad things happens.
Oh, that narratively bad for us thing, but cleanse it. Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, so you sort of spend it, which is quite interesting. But you haven't got loads yet, so we won't go through that. Okay. So the boatman has said he's going to take you to the Red Leaf camp. You still have two of the rivermen are alive still. They're unconscious.
Yeah, and we've got a load of weapons now.
You have anything that you want to take from them?
There's a little gun.
There is a gun.
There were some spears, I remember, because I ran away with one.
Yes.
So, yes.
Nicked it.
Spear
All I've done so far is nicked weapons. I'm now carrying a load for no reason because I can't fucking use them.
Yeah, so there was a couple of swords. There was a buckler. There was a couple of spears. There was a bow. And there was the pistol, which I don't think anyone knows how to use.
Not yet, no.
That's a little pile for
How does this work? I'm just going to clean the barrel out. It's a bit dirty.
Assuming when I use some of the first aid supplies on me because we're not trained, basically that's meaning it's not getting worse, but I've not recovered any wounds.
Yes, you don't recover any wounds. Yeah.
Okay.
You can recover wounds by like a good night's rest in a bed, basically, or actual medical treatment.
And does being
About a bad day's rest on a boat.
Bad day's rest on a boat probably won't cover it.
Just wondering what the scale was.
Yeah, bad day's rest on a boat, you might get worse.
And does being this horrifically wounded affect me at all?
No, it doesn't. No.
Okay. Cool.
Once you get to 0, you will start taking critical damage rather than normal damage. But you're not at 0
Okay.
yet. So yes, what are you doing? Because I remember we ended last time with you lot having a heated debate.
Just gonna argue for the next 6 hours.
Yep, I think so. Keep on going.
Yeah.
Did we decide? I was going to ride off, wasn't I?
I think you said you were going to try and take the box and ride off.
Yeah, that was before we had the baby. Go. That's not what we've been paid to do.
That was a good point. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Back on track then. So we're getting in the boat. I'm going to have to leave my horse somewhere.
I was going to say, what are you going to do with your horse?
Oh, which side of the river is this camp on?
Our
Find
side.
out from the boatman.
It's on the
our
side.
side.
It's on the side that we are.
So I could just follow the boat along the riverbank.
You could just follow that one with it.
Yeah, let's do that then.
I thought Paul said the outside as opposed to inside the river. Technically true.
Yeah, you put Tom. You could you could ride alongside the boat if you wanted to. So the river is going down towards town, but you're on a horse, so you're as fast as a boat. You're as fast as that's actually the speed as well. You are as fast as a boat.
That's a really bad superhero, isn't it? The boat.
I'm as fast as a boat. What's his power? Fast as a boat. Clever as a year 8 student.
Year 8 at what though?
I don't know.
Might be his 8th year at primary school. It's really thick.
Yeah, it could be that. What are you doing with the 2 that are tied up and unconscious?
Ian. We're all in now. Let's
He just goes,
sacrifice house gods.
Helmut, are you likely to get any money for handing them in?
I think he's speaking to you, Mark.
Sorry? No, probably not. To be honest, at this point in time, it's probably more hassle. But
Finn sort of turns to you. He goes, "I don't even know them. They just are part of the crew that came with the job."
What are they wearing? Are they wearing more kind of appropriate riverboat attire?
They're all wearing clothes. I mean, they're identifiable as Stirlanders rather than as Reichlanders.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we should be wearing their clothes.
there's a lot of blood around.
I mean, Mark, you're covered in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all covered in blood. So whatever clothes we're wearing, we're going to be covered in blood.
No, yeah, that's fair point.
Yeah, I mean, Mark is covered in it. Maybe like stuff.
I am as well, but it's mostly mine.
Remember stuff like bandit attacks and mutant attacks and beast, like it isn't uncommon. So like people being armed and having a fight wouldn't be really uncommon to see. Like it might be uncommon to see in the middle of a city, but you know it's not a nice world, so people wouldn't be like, oh, there. It's not like walking down the street in town.
So I think we should strip them and use that as a disguise. Thank you. Add to that picture.
Ahoy!
That's exactly what they look like.
It's definitely for me.
I think a bit longer than they strip themselves. But hey ho.
All aboard.
So are you stripping them and taking their clothes?
I am, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Weirdly, you if you want, you all find stuff that fits you, which is helpful, isn't it?
That is helpful.
It's maybe a little bit too big or a little bit too small. You can choose, but it will fit you.
Okay.
Bert asked everyone that's a little bit too small, but
None of them have got trousers that will fit me.
yeah. There's no strong leg trousers.
But Bert's one that's too small really shows off his guns, so it's fine.
What are you doing with the actual people?
I'm hoping the big strapping boys will make that decision and not me. I'm basically avoiding that decision.
Leave them.
Get Bert and
Cut the
Ralph.
bond.
No loose ends.
Just leave them.
Yeah, just leave them. Cut the bonds. Just leave them.
No.
Well, they've got no weapons. They're in the woods full of mutants. If they die,
Yeah. All right, we'll leave them.
What if they warn the camp?
What camp?
but we're moving at the speed of a boat. How can they possibly keep up?
Are they? Well, it's not about that. Are they knocked out?
Yeah.
They could do a warning fire, or they could do something that would set something off. It's still possible to warn them from back here if they put their minds to it.
You're fine. No loose ends. Pen, I'm going to off them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Finn sort of looks over. He sort of flinches a little bit, but he's not that bothered. So I'm assuming you're putting the stuff that you've acquired back on the boat and heading downriver.
Yeah,
Yep.
making myself a little nest.
Okay, you make yourself a little nest.
I'm quite injured, so I just want to like.
You are, yeah. It probably hasn't the bullet probably hasn't pierced the skin and there's blood everywhere because that's what like critical wounds do. But it's probably like it's a serious.
You've muted yourself.
mate.
I'm so excited.
Sorry, yeah. It's like it's like a serious, massive
Yeah, it's huge.
bruise. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. You get on your boat. Finn explains to you it's about 2. Yeah, you just to confirm you're going the speed of a boat. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He probably can't perceive the fact he's going the speed of a boat.
Yeah.
Or that boat is moving at a full gallop.
Actually, yeah, maybe the boat is going the speed of a horse.
Mm.
Who knows? So you head down the road. You head to the road on your boat. You head down the river for a couple of hours, and Finn explains to you where the point where you're going to have to drag the crates off, basically. How many crates did we say there were? There was 3 ones with earth, the one with the goods, the one with the
Medical supplies and some writing supplies, wasn't there?
Yeah. There was food, writing supplies, apothecary stuff, and the earth, wasn't there? And then the box was in one of those earths as well. Okay. The earth, you just leave the earth.
No, the box.
Oh, you've got the box back in the earth.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Probably before we get on the boat and away from the boatman, actually tell the boys what's in the box. I had this weird green glass in. That's what's in there. And
Yeah.
It smelled like incense, and it looked to me like there was little smoke coming out of it. Weird as.
Yeah, I did say. Yeah, I said last time. I don't think any of you've got like the right lore or anything to sort of have any idea. None of you have got like. I don't think any of you have the lore for it.
Yeah, and I don't know I'm using the second sight yet either. So
No.
Weird green glass.
Sounds like it.
So it's going to take you about an hour, well, about half an hour maybe, to get the crates to where he says where it's going to be. That's if you're carrying them. So I don't know if you want how you want to go about that. You could. Yeah, there's not enough for you to do it all in one go, basically. But
I can't help a great deal with that. I'm very bruised and also quite weak.
I guess Finn says we can go and fetch the leaves if we want. Get them to drag us a few back.
Is that what you normally do?
Yeah, normally.
Okay, as long as it is what you normally do. Then that's fine.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's lying. He does say like we should probably leave a couple of people here to look after it. But he looks right. Yeah, it's pretty quiet here. We might be all right.
Yeah, I'll stay behind.
Okay. You make your way through the forest, and after about 20 minutes, slightly more, you come across. You can see in the distance a clearing. What's really visible is there is a maple tree, which is a red-leafed tree, in the clearing, and you can see a couple of tents and stuff ahead. In fact, yeah, anyone who's there, roll perception.
Well, if you check the group chat, I rolled a 22.
There a chat on here?
No, they couldn't paste it in here.
In the
On Messenger. My first 2 rolls are 22, mate. So
44 under 46.
Okay, so anyone who passes, you see that in the distance. You see the red tree in the distance. Anyone who gets 1 or more degrees, obviously rolled failed, of course.
Tom, you're muted.
You're muted.
I failed by 2.
Of course you did.
Not 2 degrees, just 2.
Oh, that's not good for you.
I passed by 1, but it's 22.
Anyone who passed by more than Did anyone get more than 1 degree or a degree or more even?
No, but I got crit.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. In that case, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a crit as well. So my 44. That's a crit, isn't it?
That's a double. Yep. So you see the thing. You can also hear the sound of quite a lot of some groaning, and you hear someone say, "Oh, shut up! Stop whinging." There's some pain sounds. You can't see anyone sort of like on guard or anything. That you don't. Doesn't appear to be anyone on guard. You do see some tents and stuff. In fact, with that special roll, I can show you a little map of what it looks like.
That's
Apps.
It's exciting, isn't it? All right.
Mark and Tom have to close their eyes now. They can't see.
Yeah,
it.
Mark. You've got,
Yeah.
if you don't close your eyes, you're cheating. Share screen. Here we go. Boop. There we go.
Oh, they look like sturdy tents.
Well, it's a little bandit camp, isn't it? So that's basically what you can see. Sorry.
I bet
Just like bell heads.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bell. It's fine. A little bell tent, little 4. So you would guess there's probably about 20 odd people would be able to fit in there.
Maple tree weird for here. It just looks a bit odd.
Do you have any roll a +0 lore check on like some outdoor survival?
I don't think I have. Oh, I just wrote. Okay, yeah. I've got no idea, but I critted on a bad one, so
this is not
55.
something. Yeah, this is not something where a crit is going to be particularly interesting.
No, but I'm beginning to mention that, which is new and exciting for me.
Yeah, you have no idea whether that's
It's pretty.
a pretty thing or not. Yeah. As you get a bit closer, Finn just sort of yells out. He just gives like a little whistle, woo, like a weird. That's the it's the little noise. And you see a couple of people come out from the tents, look over towards you. You're the only one who's not there, aren't you, Mark? Helmet.
Yeah.
Look over towards you, and Finn looks at you. He goes, "Your boxes now." He just says, "We've got a bunch of crates back there. We got the delivery for Lucas." And they nod. They go, "Okay, yep." And a couple of them sort of come back to help you. You drag them back, basically. I'm assuming you're going back and helping. Do you want to take a look around? Do you want to wait in the? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm going to perfectly mimic the Steiner accent because I can.
Sterlander.
The one we're dressed as Sterlanders, aren't we?
Yeah. You haven't been
Have
around.
I not heard that one?
You have. You need to spend 24 hours around.
Okay.
It. Yeah. You need 24 hours of like.
That's fine. I thought it was one of the ones that I had done, but that's
no.
Fine.
Yeah, you've got like specifically the Kemperbad one, and I guess the what's it called one? Hours old one. But yeah, Sterland's the thing. Yeah, so you drag the stuff back in, take your boat out. When you get into the camp, which you can, did you look, Mark and Tom? Did you look at the camp?
Trustworthy, mate.
Yeah.
So you get back in the camp. You can see it. You can hear like some people that are clearly in a bit of pain, but there's nothing. You can hear sounds of a few people in pain. You can see a few people milling around. You can see there's people in the tents as well. From the size of the camp here, you would guess that it's about 20 odd people could probably fit in the tents that are here. Also, you can see the little cave entrance at the top as well, which is looks like a little mine entrance. As you drag the rest of the crates in, someone comes over towards you and introduces himself as Lucas Weber. Shake your hands, and I'll get you a little picture of what they look like. He looks pretty tired. He's still wearing some armor. He's wearing just some light leather armor. I'll show you his face, though. There's his face.
It looks hardened.
He does look hardened.
Hardened.
He's hardened. He's got piercing blue eyes. He's pretty hardened. You can hear off in the distance some shouting.
I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, I mean, anyone you're aware, it is clearly someone having some sort of surgery done, or some sort of first aid done on them. And Lucas looks to you all. Well, he looks at the blood. He goes, rough road, was it, lads?
There are many mutants out in the woods. It's been a difficult time to get here.
And he makes the symbol of the Sigmar symbol across his chest. He goes, "Yeah, we've found exactly the same. We've well, as you can hear, some of the not a few hours ago. Last night we came across a band heading towards. Well, we think they were going towards Owlswold, but quite frankly, I mean, it's not the worst thing for us because it means we can earn a few shillings by turning in heads. But there's a lot more than usual.
There's a lot.
Have you lost many?
Thankfully, we haven't lost any, but we've got a couple that won't be fighting for a good few weeks. And certainly, he's sort of a couple of people start to sort of come out of their tents and stuff now, and you can see that there's a mix of people. Bert, Rolled, you can see a few of the people here are clearly soldiers, or have it. They hold themselves.
Military types.
You can see they've sort of. They hold themselves in a certain way. They clearly they know how their swords like strapped to their belts properly, and they're wearing their armor properly and stuff. But you also notice that Mark, you notice a couple of people that have clearly got a very shifty look about them. You've seen sort of these sort of people before. They're clearly criminals, or the sort. It's obvious that you spot gang tattoos and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Nehemiah, you spot a couple of people that are clearly, they would be sort of traveling folk. They would be people that the sort of things they're wearing. They look like they're from a mishmash of different places. Mm-hmm. This is clearly a bit of a sort of ragtag band, basically. And they look, he looks to you, and he's, well, this is, it's not the best time. I mean, what with all this, but I'm assuming everything's here. And he looks, he sort of pulls a little note out from his thing. He goes, there should be 6 crates. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks, he goes, I mean, the only one that we're getting paid for is the box, the small box. The rest is just we were told we could keep it if we want it, but I've got a bit of a bad feeling about this deal. And he looks quite confused here, and he's going to look at your he's sort of running an eye over you because he looks like he's a little bit confused, and he takes a good look. He goes, not quite what I was expecting, but fair enough. Are you going to stay for a bit? You're very welcome to. It's not particularly safe out there at the moment.
What time was it? Was it night time now? Is it?
No, you ambush them sort of in the middle of the day, basically. So it's only like in the afternoon, maybe like an hour or 2 in the afternoon or something. You've got plenty of time before it's night time. You've got plenty of time to make it back into town, basically.
Yeah.
So you're not going to keep the other boxes?
Because there should be one that's got some food in it. We'll definitely keep that. And he nods over to one with the food. He goes, and he looks through. What's in the others?
Oh, I answer. Right, Jim, there's some writing supplies, some medicine supplies. We opened it after the attack because I needed to get. That I just show him where I patched myself up. I just needed something to patch myself up.
It's not. Oh, you need patching up, and there's a big fucking hole in your clothes, isn't there? Basically.
No, because I've changed.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You need I mean, I could probably get the doctor to have a look at that for you if you really want. Not gonna lie, lads, I might want a bit of help from you. I've got a really bad feeling about this thing. Some paperwork and some apothecary gear. It's not the usual stuff that goes into ours world. I'm just confused. And he looks at the mud. Yeah, he goes, and what are a bunch of Stirlanders bringing this much earth in the Reichland for us?
Hey, we just take the job, same as you.
Well, yeah. So it'd be nice if we could.
It was going to be easier than hunting mutants, but apparently not.
Well, if we were allowed back in the town, then we wouldn't have to scratch a living out here on the extreme in the forest for a measly few shillings, would we?
You're being banished then.
You know the graph, don't you? You have a question?
That's Paul has a question.
Yeah, go on.
When he's saying that, he's Earth being moved and nothing about the little box, does he seem quite genuine about that?
Roll a intuition check. He hasn't seen. Yeah, yeah.
44 under 46. Why? That's the second time I've done that.
You are pretty sure that he doesn't seem to be telling that. He doesn't seem to be lying over. He's not. He's giving nothing away that he's being anything but honest with you. And when he looked at you confused, he was genuinely confused. Like he wasn't. You weren't quite what he was expecting. But he does. As you. Sorry, going back to Rold. He said, "Yes, we were. Or every man and woman here was outlawed by the Graf. About a year ago, and it's only the fact that old Ingrid saved old Alderbert's husband that we've not been hunted down by the Graf's troops himself. Yeah. Lord Alderbert, you Bert and Rold, he was the one who hired you to go out and kill goblins, basically. And he explains that it was only because Ingrid, and he calls her over, Ingrid, and shouts her over. It's only because she managed to save the Lord Alderbert's husband that, well, it's not our heads in that pile over there. He points to a pile that he didn't see. Just a bunch of mutant and beastman heads, basically, in various states of decay.
Okay.
So yeah, quite frankly, we don't want to live out here, but fuck knows how we're going to get back into town.
Okay, so do you want some extra bodies for the next part of this deal then? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, we're not going to be particularly welcome getting back in there. So we've already had half of the pay, which was unusual. The other half.
Well, what about we all journey together towards ours world? We'll take we shall take whatever we need to take to your destination. We can then meet up again afterwards.
I mean, we can meet up here. It's safe here. Yeah.
If you wish to remain, you have injured. It seems sensible to not weary them further.
Yeah, I'm in two minds. And Ingrid comes stepping over. So as the person he called over, Ingrid comes stepping over. She is, I'll get you a picture. She's got a real kind of Brienne of Tarth feel about her. She's the only person here that's wearing any proper armor. By that I mean she's wearing chainmail metal armor. She's huge. She's like a good 6'5". Share screen. There you go. She has a huge greatsword over her back. Mm-hmm. She's actually armed like a knight. The stuff she's wearing is very knightly, which is quite uncommon outside of knightly orders. But you can't see any particular motives, or you don't see any knightly brands across her. And she looks to you. She sort of snorts at you all and turns to Lucas. Says, "Those three are out for at least a week. We can take another attack like that, but it's going to be a struggle. We need to get back into town. This is becoming too much."
Do you, since you've taken other deliveries, do you have any of the boxes still?
Yeah, he gestures to the back. So there was at the back. There was a few crates that were
Are
spare
they
there.
big enough for people?
Probably not.
Okay, just a thought.
Maybe
We
big
shot
enough for
them.
halflings, maybe.
If we cut their legs off.
But he said, he said, like, look, basically, we can't really split up. We can't split up here. But I'm willing to give you the contact details of who we're going to, and where it's gonna be, and you can collect the payment on it if you want to.
Well, where this is all going to next?
Yeah. And you're willing to collect it. It's in ours world. It's just, someone's gonna. They only seem interested in this small box, which is why this whole thing seems weird. The rest of it's clearly a decoy.
I think that's agreeable for your half of the pay. I think we'll do that.
Right. Well, we've already had our 10 gold, so there's 10 gold when you get to the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much is it worth to you if we could get you back into town?
Me and everyone in this camp would be indebted to you. We everyone here is a loyal member of the Empire. Every single person here. Look at them, and he sort of points to something. He goes, "Look, we've got soldiers who wanted to fight and now can't because they're outlawed. We've got poachers who thankfully have joined our cause. We've got a doctor who was out, who the Graf decided to leave. One day, a list of people just up and told him to go. And so we have to make our way out here.
Okay.
Now, there is.
Do you reckon if we
Go on.
we get you to the town, is there somewhere safe outside the walls at least where you can all find shelter, do you think?
This is about as close as we can get. We've got a agreement with Lord Aldebert that he won't send any. He will be a little less vigilant with his patrols as long as we don't make it too obvious. And
Understandable. You're still loyal to the Empire, it seems, and he will benefit from having you out here. These mutants keep attacking.
but we don't want to be out here for too long.
Understood.
Now there is. Let's sit down and eat. And he sort of, he looks pretty tired actually, and he invites you for some food and sit around a campfire basically.
If the doctor's got any time, I would appreciate the offer.
Yeah, the doctor will take a look at. Yeah, so you hear some kind of after about. I mean, if you want to, he goes over to the fire basically and calls over and just starts someone starts cooking some dubious looking animal for him. He says, Joel, and the doctor. He goes, if you want to go and speak to the doctor, someone comes sort of staggering out of the tent with their arm in a sling. Basically, it's clearly sort of splinted and stuff. That's the doctor's tent over there. If you want to go,
Okay.
You can actually. They come out of the mine entrance. Actually, sorry, not the tent. So the little mine entrance that was on there. They come out of there. Appears to be where the kind of sounds of a little bit of agony are coming from. And he sort of looks at you. He goes, we would do anything to get back into that town, but as long as those low havens have got something on the graph, there's no chance. Now, there's a rumor, and actually, you might have heard something along these lines before, Paul. But yeah, Paul, roll a gossip check just to see.
Oh, gossip! Yay! Yes. I'm going to spend a fate point on that.
What's the goss?
2 degrees of success.
Okay, so you've heard this around
because I like it.
So what he's about to tell you, you've actually heard this or something like this before. He says there's a rumor that one of the low havens has got some sort of dirt on the graph, and something to do with the time he spent in Altdorf. And that's the only reason that those little fuckers are allowed to get away with as much as they do, because they've got something on him. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but certainly their rise to power, so to speak, came around the time that the graph was, these rumours started to surface. If someone could get hold of that, well, I'm sure the graph would be a bit more forgiving of our plight. And he looks over to Yorgis. But you've got no reason to help me. Why would you help us?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking I had that room a few times.
Good point, actually.
Well, 10 gold goes a long way.
He does say though, like, you know, he said we would be in your debt. My whole band here would be in your debt. We want to do what we can and live in the Empire, not just exist in it. And he sort of waves his arm around the camp. There's a score of people who have lived for a year in these forests, people that are able, people that are wily and know their way around a blade and around a bow and around the area as well. We would be indebted to you.
I mean, yeah, like yourselves, we are taking on small jobs ourselves at the moment. If we could help you, certainly there'd be no objections, I think, amongst ourselves, doing more with you in the future. Perhaps even if we cannot get you straight back inside the city, we can find extra arms, extra food and supplies for you if we can. Help you as best we can. It's always good to have allies, especially in these dark times.
Absolutely, and we'd be grateful for that. These are increasingly dark times. We don't want to be smugglers and thieves, but and he sort of looks over to one of the dodgy, some of them do. But it's not what we want from life. Anyway, stay, eat if you wish.
Let's eat them.
Ingrid.
But I am going to go to the mine doctor.
Yeah, okay, so you go into the doctor. He's a man, he's a middle-aged man. So you go to the mine. You can see, when you get into the sort of the mine area, you can see that it's been caved in about 20 foot in. It's caved in.
Okay.
But there's enough room in there, and there's some sort of beds made up in there that are clearly for people to just, you know, this is where the doctor has his surgery, so to speak. Looking around, he's, you know, it's pretty basic here. He's got some pretty basic tools, and he looks to you. And he's, I'm sorry, sir, I don't recognize you.
Oh, I'm just part of the delivery that's just come in. He said I could come in and see you because injured. Owie.
Oh, yes, Lucas is very giving with our rather diminished resources. Let me see.
I think he's just very proud that they've got someone of your skill with them, which is understandable.
He pushes his little glass up. He seems quite proud to play with that, actually. He looks, yeah. He looks at your shoulder, obviously, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 1 second, young man. He takes like a little poultice from his little pouch, and he scrapes the inside of this pot like it is clearly the last of like what's in there, basically. And he goes, "I hope Lucas is sure." And he rubs this poultice on you, and it's quite gritty, like horrible poultice. And then he says, I'm afraid this is going to really hurt a young man.
Okay.
And just pushes on your shoulder. And you can get back your toughness bonus plus 2 hit points.
That is 5. So I'm now on 4 wounds. Okay.
So he clearly has some first aid skills, but it wasn't particularly
Pleasant experience.
wasn't particularly pleasant, yeah. But he is clearly sort of, they do not have much here. And he says, this was, I hope, worth it, young man. And then he just sort of shouts out for a next, expecting someone else to come in. No one does, actually. But.
When I get back out, I'll mention to El Bandit Captain, perhaps you want to let him take some of the apothecary supplies because he looks like he's running low.
He looks to... Fair. If it's fair with you, we'll take half.
Yeah.
Happy with that. Yes, that is do so.
Then we'll take half of what's here. The rest is yours. It's been probably a couple of hours while you've eaten and stuff. It's probably about 4 or 5 in the afternoon now. Lucas nods to you and says, if you want to get back before it starts falling dark, you should probably leave. You're welcome to stay if you wish, but...
No, effectively we should probably go.
He thanks you. He shakes your hands. Ingrid looks at you, still pretty scowly. She's still quite wary of you. Yeah, and a few of the guard, a few of the bandits around look pretty sort of down. I mean, yeah, actually, sorry, that's one thing. Is there anyone you want to speak? Do you want to speak to any of the any of the people around, or you just want to focus on the? Yeah, fair.
Yeah, focus on
yeah, fair. So yeah, they help you get the stuff back onto the boat, basically, and you are heading towards town. So I'm going to get a picture of the town up just to show you where you're going to come in from. Where's the town? There we go. So the river, the North River is up here.
Okay. Yep.
So you're going to come in through there, basically. So this is ours, so I don't think I've shown you this yet, have I?
No.
Okay. So let's go through this while we're here. So yeah, this is down here at the bottom right is where you originally came in when you came in from the road. There's 2 river exits. There's one that goes to the south, which is here. There's one that goes to the west, which is here. And the river, obviously, you're going to come in from here on the north. You also would have ridden out through this gate, basically. Here you've got what is a little dock, like where an unloading dock.
Yep.
You've also got one down here, which is a slightly larger one, which is for the stuff that's coming from the south. And you've got the one up here, which is the one the Low Havens control.
Yep.
You'll see there's a couple of little guard towers around the Low Havens one. They certainly seem to have a bit of a not a monopoly, but they have a good deal of the stuff that's coming in, basically. Certainly from that part of the river. In the middle here, this is the little sort of market area, and also you said there was like a bank there, didn't we? Yes, this is like the kind of money area and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little fountain.
Here is your little temple of Shalia, your little fountain in the garden. The fountain actually leads into the river. The water comes from the river. Which is nice. Up here is your little garden of Moor.
Yep.
Everything else is generic town stuff. So where the houses go over the rivers, that's when it's like houses on stilts and stuff, and that's where it's the kind of brickbat stuff. Which most of them do, but obviously there's some in the middle that don't. So actually, that's Owlswold.
That is a very good
Oh.
map.
Nice, isn't it?
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a,
It's a nice little tool, actually. It's a really nice little tool. It's quite fun to use. Yeah, you can do. I've just found you can do like proper battle maps and stuff in it as well. They've got like a top-down view one on it as well, which I might have a look at some point. But anyway, that's ours world, and you will be coming in from here. So stop there. So he gives you an address, which is a town. Sorry, I shouldn't have closed it down yet. The address he gives you is one of the houses, which is in this area here.
Okay.
Sorry, this area here. So you would be, that's one of the houses there. You can see the little bridge over there. One of the addresses is there. And yeah, he explains, I don't know who it's going to. And he sort of looks at the address. By the looks of it, it's probably someone with a bit of money. That's a bit more coin in that bit, but I've no idea. But look after yourself. There's something up with this. And he sees you off down the river. Hi. Yeah, it's what you guys doing? Have some role play.
So we must decide what we are doing in town. Do we deliver this package, this parcel, to who it's supposed to be going to? Do we take it straight to the halflings first? Do we just let them know who it's for? Don't tell them we have it.
I think
I'll say we deliver it.
I think we deliver it because what's his name? Lowhaven, Jolly murdering Cocker.
Cocker Carver Lowhaven.
Cocker was wanting to know wanting to know who it was going for. And this way we can get a little bit more information and maybe a bit of a bonus and work out what's going on, particularly for these. Also, like, I feel quite bad about the bandit camp guys. Okay, I didn't think you three would, but that's because you've not lived a life of poverty like me.
Roald seemed like he wanted to help him.
I don't know when we gave him off our stuff, but hey ho.
I gave them half of the medicine. We've still got the stuff that's going to bring in the money.
We could have twice as much money.
Yeah, I wish to know more about this, the graph, the relationship that these folk have with him, and then whatever the Lowhavens have on the graph, if there is anything.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing as well. Like, if we can get Cocker more information, that might help us, because I've heard that rumor a few times before, but never more than that rumor. So if it's true, the Lowhavens are keeping that information stitched up quite tightly.
It sounds like we really shouldn't like upset them as well.
The Lowhavens or the
Low.
And I'm intrigued by this box. What's the
Very well.
about it?
You're plodding along down the river.
There's a box with some glass in it.
Some weird incense smelly glass with weird misty smoke.
Yeah, it's just a positive.
I think that it's going to be trouble to get off with it.
If you're concerned, take it to the Temple of Shalia, baby.
Oh, I'm not that concerned, no. I'm just intrigued.
Yeah, you didn't get a good feeling from it.
Yeah, it feels weird and kooky. I can't believe you're not going to sense that. Maybe this is why you keep me around. I'm beginning to understand.
Your mascot.
Yeah, I'm like a little silly. And I'm good at stealing spears.
Oh yeah, did you take this? You took the. I guess you took the weapons. Yeah, cool.
There's your money.
There you go.
There's your money, Berthed.
Yeah,
all of those swords. They're worth loads.
Swords up.
I've only dropped once.
So yeah, it takes you a few hours to get back into town. But you get it's probably 6-7 o'clock maybe. So it's it's not going to be dark for another hour or so.
Dinner time, isn't it?
Dinner time. It's dinner time. You had your lunch, and you come into what is that little kind of port? Not port. It's not right. Docking area at the top. Yep. And they look. Finn is still with you.
I just feel he's like part of our crew now with those other 2 nameless people we recruited.
Generic kind of spods that help you. And Finn, he goes, I've got this, and he pulls out some paperwork. The docker looks it over. Yep, all seems legit. Goes back. And they're like, do you want a hand lifting it off? Where's it going to?
Nah, we should be right. We've got this.
As your wife says. So where are you going to store this stuff?
Like I said, we can store it his.
Like I said, you can store it his.
Mm-hmm. We should get Finn to Finn the boatman to
charge us a favourable rate, didn't he?
So Finn, when do you normally do this bit as well, or do you normally just do the drop off with the camp?
I would normally just well, it's my boat, so yeah.
No, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. So where we're going to the fucking Low Havens.
I'm very confused by this right now.
Why?
So you bring your boat down with the thing to bring your boat back up with the thing?
Yeah, I'm a boatman.
Where did your boat... Okay.
The boat came from the other direction, though, Maya.
Ah, of course. There we go. I'm
Yes.
having a moment.
Yeah.
It goes up and down the river.
That's what I thought he was doing.
One bus.
Up and down the river.
that bolt is kicking in, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I do go up and down the river, yeah. Because if you keep going down the river, you just get to the sea.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Today we've had a geography lesson.
The basics of trade.
The basics of water.
Rivers, the boatman's life. Up and down I go.
It takes you a little while to get the boat over to the Halfling docks. There's a couple of the Low Havens, let's call them henchmen for want of a better word, there, and they look at you and like, all right, lads, are you dropping off for the boss?
Mm-hmm.
We've got some stuff to store.
Oh yeah,
possibly a visit with the boss in a bit.
yeah. Cocker did say that you might be dropping some stuff off. He's not here at the moment. He's out on some business. But how much have you got?
That was these crates.
We've got these crates.
Oh,
Yeah, we've got this much. All right. And he goes, take him in.
I'm going to go in with them.
Yeah, a couple of the huffers get them off the boat and take them in stuff for you. They store them in an area. Roll a perception check, everyone.
Normal numbers?
Yeah, it's an average one, plus 20.
just passed.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
It's not
3
particularly
degrees
important.
of success.
Oh, I still fail.
This is like okay.
But I don't have a crit.
Yes. Yeah, anyone who passed, it doesn't actually seem very busy here at the moment. It's certainly the quietest that you've seen it. And the low hut, you know what is Cocker's office is locked, is closed, and the guard who's normally outside it is not there. Other than that, you got 3, didn't you, Paul?
3 degrees, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see any halflings at all at the moment. normally you normally see one of the 3 low havens that you've seen. You normally see at least one of them. There's none here at the moment.
Very suspicious.
Pardon?
This is very suspicious.
Well, they're just not here.
I'm suspicious about everything. The reason I'm going in with the crates is because I'm thinking I'm going to take the little box out with me because I'm not sure we want to leave the expensive box with the low havens.
Yeah, if you want to take the box out,
Mm-hmm.
I mean they're not. This isn't the sort of place where they ask a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'll take the box out.
Yeah, and then you're storing all the rest of the stuff in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they load it off, and they say, "I assume you've sorted out payment with the boss, right?"
It's part of the thing.
Yep. And there's no town guards around here either. This is a completely kind of autonomous zone. Yeah, you've got you load the boxes off. You see no halflings.
Is that pretty lady there? Whatever her name
She's
is.
not. No, she's the one who normally guards Cocker's office, and
Yeah.
she's not
What's
there
her
either.
name?
You don't know her name.
Well, it's the woman that's normally there. I meant to be going on a date with her. I see.
Erica.
Erica, yes, that's it.
She's Cocker's personal guard. She's out with Cocker, isn't she?
Okay. Tell her I said hello. Give her a wink, but not a creepy one.
And he kind of tries to do it, but he's got,
Okay,
he's got a
don't
big
give her-
tries to do a wink. It's like
No, don't give her a wink.
he can't do a wink.
And don't do the noise either. No.
Sort of dribbling little stubble. He dribbles into his stubble a bit.
Okay, yeah, just say hello.
And his mate sort of looks over at him like very confused. All right. It's the sort of starting to get a bit dark now. You got your little box.
Straight over.
Sorry?
Thanks. Over.
Sorry, but you broke up for me there.
The others should take the box straight over.
I didn't hear this. Sorry.
We can do. Just get it done, maybe. I'm not sure. It's creeping me out.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Okay, you're all going together.
Holding hands.
Holding
Skipping.
skipping. Okay. It takes you a while to get there. You know, you're going across. You what?
There's Tom's horse.
Yeah, where's Tom's horse? I'm assuming Tom's horse is
In the
tied
boat.
up
In the boat.
in the boat.
No, it was tied up in a little horse
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, there's a horse house.
Horse-
There's a horse house.
Stable.
There's a horse house on the way in.
They go up and down the river as well.
I think that's something else, a horse house.
So you're over here at the moment. Do. If you're going on foot, you got to go around here. Boo boo boo.
He visits the brothel.
Do. You go past that. Go past the chip
This
shop.
feels like I'm playing something like Baldur's Gate, and I'm waiting for it to go. You'll be waylaid by enemy troops.
You go past the. I've just picked up Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 on PS4. The enhanced editions for like 15 quid.
Nice.
Go down here. Do over there. And go past the Temple of Shalia.
Give it away.
Doors are locked. Unusual.
Unusual, did you say?
They're not always locked. I mean, they're locked more often recently.
Maybe that's because of the civil unrest.
Could be because of the civil unrest.
Get all the mutants in.
And then you come down to here. It's now. It's pretty dark now, I guess. It's probably about an hour to get across. Half an hour, maybe. Get across there.
Important question: where's the pub that we like to stay at?
The pub that you like to stay at is, or you can choose. You can choose where the pub is. It's your pub.
What was it called? What was it called?
I want to say it was called like the Oiled Pig or something. Duck
What's
Pig,
it?
maybe.
I think that's the
Stuck
big
pig.
one down the bottom right.
This one
The
here.
bridge. Yeah, is that like a pub?
I think it might be actually. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I always wanted a pub called the Nag's Arms, and they're a picture of a horse like with a big bicep. Like my pub.
Duck Horse's Arms. Yeah, all right. There's your pub down there.
The Nag's Arms.
The Nag's Arms. The King's Wings. Did you get pubs called other sort of lion? Like, I know you've got the red lion and the golden lion. Did you get like the green
so
lion?
There's a white lion. I've been in a blue lion
A
before.
white lion.
Blue lion?
Yeah, I've been in blue lion.
Purple lion?
A black lion as well.
Rainbow lion.
I wouldn't drink the brown lion.
The brown lion sounds like a dirty lion. He's like got all lion poos on him.
Sounds rough.
That does sound like a rough pub, doesn't it? You go in, there's loads of sand on the floor. It's just
No, we
sawdust.
just get the Nag's Arms instead.
Get the next house. It's a bit nicer. All right. You get to the little thing. The houses here, there's a couple of ones that look a bit nicer. Certainly the one that you're going to is looks like a much nicer house. You would assume it's probably, well, you assume it's someone else that's got a bit more money. But looking at the house, the windows are closed, the door's locked, or the door's closed even. You can't see through. Obviously, they're wooden windows, so you can't see through them. You can see a faint glow from inside. But other than that, that's all there is. The door itself has a very nice engraved like fish door knocker on it. But that's the most remarkable thing about it, basically.
The fish riding and roller skate.
It's a fish ride. Yeah, why not? It's a fish riding a roller skate. Yeah, it is. It's a fish on it's a fish on a wheel.
That's it. Yeah.
He's sort of sitting in the shoe, his little head out, and that you sort of swing it back like forwards, and he sort of knocks into it.
Yeah.
Is there a key under the mat?
There is not a key under the mat.
No. I'm out, guys.
Wait, knock on the door.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
No.
Can I?
I think we knock on the door. All of us like say.
You all grab it.
We're holding hands.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. You knock on the door. You hear some shuffling from inside.
Like cards.
Yeah, it's exactly like cards. and it's a magician.
I do some shuffling from the outside.
Ah, so you shuffle, sir.
Play poker. What do you want?
I'm in. Right. And sort of the door creaks open. A little bald man sort of peeks round. Yes.
We have a delivery.
Come back in the morning. Deliveries are in business hours. And you look. Are you holding your box?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go delivery.
And he sort of his eyes get wider.
But okay, fine.
Quick, come inside! Come inside! He sort of scurried. And he opens the door up and hurries you inside. He is a creepy-looking dude. I sort of randomly pick. I've got this site. I just sort of randomly pick NPC. What do they look like? I've got a rough idea what they look like, so I do a random sort of search. He's a creepy dude.
You say he was a magician.
Oh, he is.
Oh.
Dude.
Too smiley.
Here we go.
Too smiley a face.
He is definitely got register.
Is the box for Mumsy?
Yeah, yeah. It does look a bit like a blind.
That is a proper LARP cloak as well.
Yeah, that is.
It's like-
Yeah.
You start doing get to bust out harmonica and start like doing a little jig on the
What?
tape.
The worst bit is boots look really shiny.
What I was going to say is about it. It's a really good piece of art. I really like it, but the artist clearly couldn't draw feet because he just sort of gives up on the shoes.
Okay,
All the rest-
pen.
All the rest of your eyes, they're just whatever.
Yeah, that must be a laugh then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do notice that he's not shaved his head. He's completely bald, and he doesn't have any eyebrows. He's there's like when he put his hand around the corner of the door, he's got no like hair on the back of his hands. He's completely hairless. And he just.
Can I make a request? Actually, I've just had. So you said you look for random pictures. Can they not be pictures? And can they just be pictures from other LARPs? Because that would be so much.
Oh my god!
I feel like that might.
Yeah.
That might be a bit awkward. Yeah. So he hurries you in, close the door behind him, and locks the door as well. And he's looking sort of like he looks quite sort of furtively at you. He goes, "You're not who I was expecting, but
Plans changed.
but you have the goods here." He looks at you. You're all armed, basically.
Yeah.
I think we are these days. Yeah.
Helmet's covered in blood.
Yeah, helmets. Yeah, you got fucking blood.
I assume in the bandit camp I could have washed some of it off.
Yeah. There'll be you can do a bit of washing at the river. So yeah, but I mean, there's still like I don't think you can get 2 dead people.
Oh no, it's going to be obvious I've been in a fight. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks at you all. He's like, come through to the study.
Lead the way.
In fact, yes, he takes you through. You can go to the second room. This is a weird-looking room. He's got his like tools of the trade in here. He's clearly a tanner.
With a phone and loads of gold paper.
He was sorry.
Massive geodesic dome with a fan and like the gold silver.
Yeah, it's weird.
Please.
Everyone, yeah, as you notice that each of the rooms in his house looks like a different design.
Nice.
Be careful, this one's an automatic lock-in.
Are we in like the medieval zone with is it Mumsy and the murder?
It's like can't touch the floor.
Come through to the Aztec zone.
Where we have to crawl for a pointless tunnel. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Come through to the study. It's just up this net. He takes you through to his study. And he looked like he's clearly like he's quite wary of you. Like it doesn't take a fucking genius to see he's quite wary of you. And he just says, take a seat. There's plenty of seats. There's like it's actually quite a room. You know, you look in the room. There's quite plush like divans in here. There's a rug on the floor, like a really lush rug on the floor. There's paintings on the wall. This guy's clearly got some money. And he goes, "I'm going to go and fetch some coin. I don't steal anything."
Now I want to.
He's quite roll intuition, everyone.
With plus 20.
Yes.
big fat fail.
I fail. Oh, critically. I critically fail as well.
Regular fail.
Yeah, did anyone pass? So they only failed. This guy just seems like a bit creepy. Nehemiah, who obviously passed.
66 when you had a plus 20.
Yeah. He is.
That's a crit pass then.
No.
Your score is 66. Yeah. He is very twitchy. He's like, but I mean, physically, he's twitchy. He's clearly quite nervous, but he also looks quite excited. No one else passed, did they? No. He's clearly nervous, but he's very excited, and he sort of goes around. You hear him stomp up the stairs. Basically, it's a 2-story house, which is quite uncommon. You hear him stomp up the stairs, and you can hear him fucking around upstairs.
He's clearly on edge. So no, like don't overly shock him, otherwise I'm not sure this will go well.
You can hear stuff moving around. Do you want to do anything? Or just wait for him to come back?
I'm happy to wait.
Yeah, because even though we're in a study, I can't read, so.
Oh yes, I shall cast the.
Yeah. Has he got books? Has he got a bookshelf in here?
Yeah, he's got a bookshelf in here, yeah. If you want to take a look around stuff.
Have a look at some of the titles on the books.
Yeah. There's like some of the books are stuff like things like stuff of his trades, like how to be a tanner 101 sort of thing. There's also some sort of history books as well. Roll a perception check.
See if I can actually pass.
Fail.
Are you joking?
No,
What is it with you and perception, man?
just can't roll more than less than 32.
Yeah, pass by 1 degree.
So yeah, there's no books that look. You go through them. There's nothing books seem particularly interesting. But you do notice a couple of scrolls that are kind of tied up in there. One of them's bound up in like a really intricate gold, like a very intricately carved gold. What's it called? Scroll holder thing. Yeah, scroll holder thing. And you recognise it's actually on the scroll on the holder, the same Manan symbol that you saw on the grave of the Tillium.
Yep.
I can show you again if you want to see what it will look like again.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, let me find it. Yeah, so you see that engraved on there. Let me see if I can find it. Personal. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Share screen. I think. So you see a stylized version of that.
Oh, yeah, the fish.
Yeah.
Fish and a roller skate.
Yeah, fish and roller skate. A stylized version of that carved into engraved into the scroll holder.
Cool.
Does anyone else want to make a perception check for looking around the room at all, or are you just hanging around?
Yeah, I'm going to make another one just because why not? It's funny when I fail.
Ooh,
Yeah, fail.
I rolled 20. I rolled 22.
4 under 23.
Okay, so anyone who passed, you notice that also the rug, the nice, very plush bearskin white bear as well, very plush white bearskin rug that he has, just close to the paw. There's like some sort of, not goo, is not the right word, but it's like a bit darkened, bit sort of like sludge, basically, silt or something, and it looks like there's something underneath the rug. It's been sort of moved very recently.
Is he still crashing around?
He sounds like he's coming down the stairs.
Oh, shit, I want to look into the rug.
Clunk, 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 clunk. Do you want to look under?
It depends how close he sounds.
Sounds pretty close.
Okay, then no.
Okay. I mean, you could do a stealth check.
Was this guy quite short? Was he?
No, he's really tall. He's tall and thin and like gangly.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a bit like the you know, in Game of Thrones, you know, the purple, the wizards, the kind of in the those those awful people. He comes down and also you notice by the ledgers and stuff that you've seen around, his name's Jacob Tanner. You would have just seen that. Anyone who can read would have seen that, basically. And he, well, yes, something amusing. I want to know what it is now. I don't care enough. He looks at you. He goes, Have I seen you around town before?
Do you ever drink in the Brown Lion?
I wouldn't be seen dead in the Brown Lion. That's the sort of establishment those fucking little halflings frequent.
We arrived in town several days ago. We're here to find work, employ. May have seen you around town, maybe. I do not recall you though.
No, I don't recall you either. Yes, the Brown Lion, eh? And he goes, so you have the package, yes? And takes the box off you. And he looks at it. He goes, I'm going to examine this. Takes it over to his desk. Pulls out like a little sort of monocle, strap-on monocle thing that goes onto his face, straps around his head. Doesn't pull out a strap-on, Thomas. That's what you're going to do.
Oh, Thomas, you're so immature, Thomas.
Not only is the guy a tanner, he's also a gynecologist.
What?
Whoa!
The gynecologist have you been to?
Well, I mean, I imagine none. I'm going to be honest. I'm not making sweeping judgments.
Maybe it's just one of those Shutterstock photos of gynecologists he's thinking about.
Yeah. You
the
know,
one that's giving the thumbs up.
Yeah, the people doing science in stock photos. That's completely wrong. I mean, I'm not an expert, so I don't know. I'm sorry, I haven't done enough GM research into gynecology to be able to.
I'm a keen amateur.
Lads.
Yeah, I'm not with you on that one.
Etc. So he pulls out the box and he puts it on the table. Puts his monocle on. It's like a little not telescope, that'd be stupid, microscope sort of thing. One of those. Opens the box up. He's sort of hunched over it, but you can see, anyone who can see a very, very faint green glow coming out. And he sort of takes out a few of the shards and puts them on like a little metal plate next to it.
Am I smelling the same thing?
You're not smelling it, but you do see the wisps.
Okay.
You see the slight wisp, but there's no smell. He takes out a couple of the shards, and it's literally 3 or 4 shards. Puts them on a metal plate. Takes out a tiny kind of pestle. Grinds the shards up. And then takes out a small silver tube.
Don't mind us, mate.
Yeah. Go on. Don't mind, do you, lads?
And he just looks at it and goes, I have to confirm this is legitimate. I'm a legitimate businessman. And he bangs this ground up green glass straight up his hooter. Just at which point you see him really twitch for about 4 or 5 seconds and just goes closes the box. Absolutely. You see, I don't want everyone to roll a perception again. That's right. Roll intuition again. I want to write intuition, but I'm going to say that one.
Nope.
Yes, I pass.
Okay.
Yes, by 3 degrees.
Yeah. So you see that he's twitching that he had before stops. That's noticeable. Any of you that had passes, basically, it's clear this guy is probably some sort of addict.
Medicinal.
Yes, quite. And then he just the metal tube he has in his hand, he grips it and it just snaps in half, basically. Which would probably be quite hard to do. And then he looks at you all, and you notice a very, very, maybe a trick of the light, what looks like a very faint green glow about his eyes, but it's for a fraction of a second. And he reaches down into his drawer, puts the box in there, and then hands you over a large pouch, which has, well, you hear the chink of coins inside it. Now, gentlemen, he seems a lot more confident. He's not twitchy anymore. He's holding himself a lot better. Now, I'm sure we're not going to speak of this at all, are we?
Of course not, with professionals.
Good. Because there could be more coin in this for you if you're wise enough to stay quiet. I'm a man of some import in this town, and would be more so if it wasn't for those fucking halflings. Grabs the edge of the desk, and you can see his fingers are almost like digging into the wooden desk, basically. Not quite, but it's clearly pushing harder than he should be able to. And he says, "You perhaps will speak again. And what are your names?"
Not Helmet.
I'm Roald Vackler.
Vogelstein.
I'm Reginald.
Yeah, he just takes it. Yeah,
Wicked when he says that.
Let's do a perception for him. Yeah. He says, "I'm sure you'll. There's a lot to be earned here, not just coin. I'm sure you understand." And you see a little. He's sort of playing with his wrist. He's doing this around his wrist. He's sort of getting a little bit more twitchy again. Now, I'm afraid you're going to have to leave. I have guests coming later, and they're not the sort that you would acquaint yourselves with. So,
Yeah, we'll be off then.
Yeah. You see, his hand sort of stretches down to the little drawer that he put it in again, but he sort of pulls it away. Oh no, he's clearly not Mark. And yeah, you sort of feed you out the front door unless you want to do
Have a
anything.
pleasant evening with your guests.
Myself and the others will have a pleasant evening. Yes, sort of little eye sort of creaks a little bit.
Oh, he's got a creepy wink as well. Okay.
The door slams behind you. Do some role play.
I'm not sure that's a okay.
Right.
He's a bit weird.
Should we back to the tavern to count up our coin and decide on what we do next?
Yeah, I think we've
Conversation about what we do next.
earned a drink.
Yeah, I definitely could do with some Craig Davids, but I think we should have a conversation of what we should do next.
Can we just have an actual real break as well?
Yeah, sure.
First.
Yeah, we'll probably finish soonish anyway. So we'll have 5 minutes now.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
cool. I can get a beer.
Bye. Do some role play.
I'm conflicted about what we should do next.
He's odd.
He is odd, and he also struck me as does anyone know him? Like, actually, is he as influential as he gave across?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm eccentric.
How much money do you give you?
I've looked at quick look in the bag. It's about 10 gold, is it?
10 gold.
That's a lot of money, isn't it?
That's a lot more than
Cocker's paid.
Cocker's ever given us.
I don't think Cocky necessarily knows what's been handed over.
Just might make this guy a better friend.
Well, that's my thing about why I'm conflicted. Like, it sounds like those two might go to some sort of war. and we're going to have to pick a side.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but I picked up that he wasn't a fan of Cocker.
Well, no, and neither was those people down in the camps, in the bandit camp.
No, It seems he has something against the graph of the town, so yeah, there's more to the halflings than meets the eye.
No, I just thought they were jolly pissheads.
The just to sort of clarify, when the band leader Lucas was talking about them, he didn't really say anything bad about them. He just said this is the rumor. He wasn't openly like I hate them. He was just this is what I've heard.
We can put whatever racist lens we like on this. Everyone hates the halflings.
I quite like Cocker.
I mean, we could definitely kill Cocker. Whether or not we get out of that dock is different, but I reckon...
If you can have when I am intimate with his bodyguard, that will make life a lot easier. And then I feel like I've done something for the team. But aside, I just don't know. I just feel like we're going to be throwing our hat one way or the other, or some other mixed metaphor.
Throwing our hat in the horse house.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we get a rich friend here. Oh, creepy. And
he's creepy. Cocker's jolly.
Yeah,
and Helmet was the one that warned us that if we cross Cocker, we cross the halfling crime families. We'll be all...
Yeah, but we get a rich friend and potentially a ready-made warband.
And you do like the idea of a warband, didn't you?
That we could then use to take down the halflings and turn them in.
That's the good side of the graph.
Yeah. But at the moment, I don't think we necessarily have anything definite on Cocker while we do on Creepy.
We haven't got anything on him. He just likes a party, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's really
he's literally just had us smuggle something in, so we do.
It's not illegal to sniff green glass, is it?
Well, then, if it wasn't dodgy, it wouldn't be smuggled in.
It's weird.
Yeah, but the halflings might have nicked it all off him in the past. That's why he needs it smuggled in. Cocker controls the docks, remember?
Yeah, that's true. I'm just going to kind of like start absent-mindedly also like doing a little card reading. I don't expect any answer from Pal or anything like that. That's just what my character will be doing. I am seeking my own guidance in this because definitely conflicts with what to do. But is there any way that we can play them both?
I mean, I think for the moment we carry on as normal as we plan to with Cocker because we don't go to him and have an answer. He's going to ask why.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think.
Well, no, we can tell.
Could we tell him the wrong address?
Yeah, Cocker expected us to go to the bandit camp. He didn't necessarily expect us to do the next bit, as we discussed, and we were trying to do that as a little bonus. Because he wanted to know where it was going through.
If we've just gone from the docks and then walked straight to the house, I reckon we've probably had eyes on us.
Yeah, he's seen us coming to his dock with.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a small box.
We could use that as a way to get in more with him, though. Find out he knows where we know where it is. We know who it is. That person's known to us. So
yeah, actually, no, go Cocker. Yeah, that guy trusts us. We'll find out more for you and then make this decision later.
Seems like a good plan.
Bert?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm up for whatever. I reckon I like this guy.
He's a party guy.
Well, he was certainly one of the more unique and interesting individuals we've met so far. He's, better than the mutants.
Maybe like 2 months' wages. He's great.
Yeah, that's more money than I've ever seen. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. What do I do with that?
Is that some warpstone glow there, Tom?
Please stop it. Please stop it.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do that then. let's wait till tomorrow and go see Cocker.
Yeah, sounds good. Right.
See what we can get out.
What do you reckon was under that rug?
There was definitely something under that rug. I really wanted to have a look.
I mean,
It was a rug?
Yeah, did you not notice the weird rug that was like a white bear?
No, I didn't. I was looking at the books.
Okay, now I definitely understand what I'm around for. Yeah, there was a rug and something underneath it.
I mean,
What was it?
Oh, I'm hoping it was a trapdoor, but
oh, love it. I mean, you could try and sneak in if you want to have another look. If you want to try to do stuff like that, there are rules for that.
Or actually, be interesting to know who's coming round.
I was just thinking that. I wonder if we can actually just try and see who's going around, and then we might get a better idea of how influential he is, and/or dodgy, and/or lovely. Let's get some carry out.
Let's get some pints to go. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna get some feed. You go and feed yourself and stuff.
Yeah, buy a little barrel.
So what's the plan here then?
Well, Paul seems to want to sit outside this guy's house and keep watch.
Yeah, but somewhat stealthily, maybe behind a bush. Who knows?
Not many bushes in this place.
It'll be dark. We'll see.
I'll be a watermelon cart or something that you could hide behind.
We won't be happy all the time. Wild cart. Raoul will attack it.
Do you want to just sort of hide away and?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if Nemaya. I mean, we don't all need to be there, though, do we?
What I will say is, if you're all going to be there, it will be harder to hide.
Yes, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, just two of us then.
Okay, which two?
Well, I'm going to suggest you.
All right.
I'm also not terrible at sneaking, it appears, looking at my skill list.
Yeah.
It's shame about your dice, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You could take a look through the
Want to
study
know?
window.
Have a thing about. I don't mind.
Was it Burton rolled or Burton Neil? Who's? I think 2 will be fine. I think any more than 2, and it will start to become harder to hide.
I don't care.
Bert, you go then.
Well, Bert and Nehemiah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, together again.
Buddies. What are you? Helmet and rolled. What are you guys doing?
We're going to investigate the tavern.
Enjoy the wages, I think.
Okay. Enjoy the tavern. So, would you like to make some stealth checks, please, Nehemiah and Bert?
Not really.
Huh.
I'm going to spend a 40 point. Because I didn't like that 99. That was
No.
What difficulty?
Just it's going to be an opposed check, so just roll.
Okay.
An average. So 0.
I'm gonna leave it then.
Okay.
I rolled a 48.
I rolled 37 the second time.
Okay. So you wait around for a bit. You probably wait for about half an hour until you see a few. It's quite late at night. You see a few people going above, over the sort of little bridges and across the houses and stuff. A few people come in and out of different houses. You don't see anyone going to his house for a while. You see a couple of the priestesses, a couple of the priests of Shalia, priestesses, sorry, of Shalia, kind of going around out. You're quite near the temple, so you see a couple of them go off into the distance. You see a couple of merchants who are sort of coming back from the market and such like. You do then see one of the priestesses who came from the temple come to his door and knock on his door. She looks really furtively around as she knocks, and she looks directly at you and recognizes you from before. What did you roll, Eds?
I just failed.
Okay. She rolled 18. So, yeah. And so, how are you trying to hide? What is your stealthy thing?
At that stage, I'm going to pretend like I'm very drunk. Might not be that difficult, and like I'm about to have a little bomb.
I'm going to be helping him.
Okay, that's pretty believable. Do a is there like a perform or something? Or no, not perform. I guess it'd be deception.
Oh man,
is there a deception?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called though.
there's not.
Oh no, it's like perform or something, isn't it?
No.
Perform I can do, but
This is
well, technically no. I've got perform fortune telling. That doesn't help.
Oh no,
there's nothing. Entertain.
Yeah.
Just do a fellowship check.
I'm going to use another fortune point.
Oh.
4.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
Yeah. 32 under 42.
Okay, well, I rolled a 3 for her. So, ads. I mean, you do get a better thing. She looks at you both. And she literally just looks right at you. She's old. You've seen her before. She's the she's the old priestess that you saw in the when you were in the temple. She's the one that the sister, I can't remember her name now. She's the one that was called over. She called her mother, and she's the one that she looks at you both, and she wrinkles her nose up, and she looks away, and I'm guessing you like staggering off, or you stand where you are?
Yeah, staggering off, but maybe have a little trip, take some time about it, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Actually, your performance is terrible. I mean, it's not terrible, but she clearly sees through it, or she starts to see through it. But picking you up and like holding you, that's what makes it look fairly believable. And so she goes back, and she still looks very wary, very furtive. She pulls her hood up a little closer around her head, and she knocks on the door again, and you see the door opens, and creepy Richard O'Brien comes around the corner, hurries her in, closes the door. Clink. You hear the door bolt.
I think we should go. I think we can join them.
I think we should go. I mean,
Probably.
just proves this is weird. Yeah, let's go. Let's go back to the pub.
It's fairly busy. You're not in the Brown Lion, are you?
No.
No. It's fairly busy in there still, because it's like 10 o'clock. It's still fairly busy. Still a fair few patrons around. The people that are around are pretty tipsy. Yeah, it's not it's not rammed. It's a Wednesday, isn't it? Like, it's not rammed, but it's all right there.
Karaoke night.
Are you two like downstairs still or something?
Yeah, as we're waiting up for it.
Oh, yeah.
Over to you.
So what did you find?
Yeah, I think we were a bit obvious. But the old woman from the temple was there. I think she saw us, but
What, the Temple of Shalia?
Mm-hmm.
It was not the priestess that took the child, was it?
Not the hot one, no, the older one.
dead old one.
She the one that's in charge?
Yeah, I think they called her
The
mother.
one that took the child away.
Yes, she was the one. She wasn't the one who did all the talking. The one who was at the front, sort of talking. She was the one that they called her out. She said mother, called her over, and then she took the child away. Sister Francesca, I think, was the one that you know of.
She didn't have anything on her, like a mutant baby when she went into the house, did she?
She had no mutant baby when she went into the house. No.
Did anybody else go in? Or?
No, we left. I think she spotted us. And...
Yeah, she spotted us, and creepy dude came out, and it was just not no.
Interesting though. Like,
Not what I would have expected.
No, exactly. I think that's a later problem.
There was something strange about that whole temple stuff and that baby.
Yeah. Right, should we call it a night then and go and see Cocker in the morning?
After 3 more drinks, then yeah.
Right, so some more drinks.
Yeah, have some more drinks. How many more drinks you having?
20.
3 drinks. Okay.
Yeah, up till like 5 a.m.
I'm having 20.
All right, Paul, roll an endurance test, Paul.
Not the consume alcohol skill.
Or that one, in fact. Yeah. There we go.
I rolled a 28 under 33.
Right, you've had a few drinks.
I'm quite tipsy.
You're quite tipsy, but you're okay. You're all right.
I'm good.
Yeah, you go through that. So are you all heading off to bed?
Eventually, yeah.
Well, I am. I'm quite tipsy with my very low consume alcohol score.
Yes, you're okay. Yeah, you're not intoxicated, but you're a nice tipsy.
Yeah, pleasant tipsy. So
yeah.
Nice little beer
still
cup.
dream, and I won't have to sleep of a coma.
Yeah. So you hear a couple of you go to bed. The night's carrying out. You know, I'm assuming you're all going to bed.
Yeah.
Next step, brother. You head to bed around. Well, you don't know what time it is, but at some point in the middle of the night, you hear bells ringing in the town.
Are they ringing? Just ringing? Is it more of a kind of alarm bell?
Yeah, is it alarm, or ding dong, the Queen is dead?
It is an alarm bell.
Oh.
You hear an alarm bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. If you wake up, it's up to you.
Does the window in the room look out onto the street, or is it?
Coincidentally, your window does look out towards the rest of the town. Yeah.
Well, it just so happens I'll have a look out the window then, see what's going on.
It looks like there is a fire in the town.
Is it from the direction of the creepy dude's house?
It is almost from there. I'll point out where it is for you. Let me just get the screen.
Map.
I've made this map. We're going to use this map.
Good.
All right, photos. Share. Okay, so you're here.
Yeah.
And you can see fire from roughly around here, which is not too close to the guy's house. His house was sort of here.
Okay.
The fire looks like it's about here.
Well, that's still coincidence enough for me.
And you can hear raised voices, obviously, because there's a fire. And yeah, roll this be fun. Roll a perception, everyone.
Why it sounds a bit. How dangerous to the town is a fire like this? Like, could it burn the whole town down? Is it a complete disaster? Or is it
22?
Okay.
Not this time.
No. Helmet, you hear you hear sounds of fire coming. But as you look out the window, you just happen to sort of see some shapes going along the river as well. When you glanced out, you happen to see some going along the river basically. Let me just get my stop share again. I should stop sharing really.
Don't look quite short, these shapes, do they?
They're not too short, no. So you're here. You're looking out the window this way, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually get you get a view right through there actually, which is like it just happens to be an area. You see some shapes coming out of the river here, just sort of climbing from out of the river here. As you kind of look out and go round to where the fire is, you see a couple of shapes coming out of the river here. You can't quite make them out. Obviously, it's pretty dark where you are, but you see a couple of shapes coming out of the river there.
I'll tell the rest of the party that and suggest that we maybe go have a look.
I agree, and I get dressed. So if this was a TV show, there'd be a gratuitous butt scene.
Nice. How are you folks going out? Are you armouring? Are you swording? Or what's the deal?
Yeah, I'll probably put the breastplate on and hang the old buckler and axe off the belt.
Will you let the skull cap on?
Yeah.
Is anyone using that second buckler?
No, I don't think so.
Don't know about use that.
No, the second one.
Yeah, you got another
back
buckler off the thingy guy. So obviously that's going to take you a bit of time to sort of get prepared. So I might leave it here actually, rather than go into the next scene. Seems like a good place to leave it, maybe.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So as it stands, there's a fire sort of nearish the temple, maybe. And Mark, you've seen a couple of figures sort of coming out of the river up ahead. And we shall leave it there for now.
Cool.
Bum bum bum.
Ba, ba.